Thank you for joining us again this week. I'm here again with Amber Hesla, and we are going to look at some charts this week. Now, we like your comments. They mean a lot to us. So like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do to get your message to us. We received your messages. One of the messages from last week was we looked a little bit scripted. We admit it was well rehearsed. And to avoid that this week, there wasn't any rehearsal. And what I'm going to do is bring up a chart. Amber, I'm going to show you a chart and ask for your thoughts. And that will prevent us from having a scripting problem since you don't know the chart. This is the British pound. We talked about the pound last week. You're still following it?
I am.
So what do you think of this one?
So that's a great chart, probably because that's my favorite indicator there at the bottom. As some of our viewers might remember, this is an indicator that measures volatility. So high readings are bearish. The dashed line is a moving average of the indicator, and signals are generated by moving average crossovers. So that rally really came as the Bank of England intervened in the market, and the decline shows the central bank just doesn't have enough money to reverse the trend. So my indicator there is giving a new sell signal. So remember, crossovers to high volatility are sell signals. So I do see more downside ahead.
Okay, so this was the intervention, and looks like you kind of caught that. This indicator gave the buy signal here. Crossover below is the buy signal, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and then it's saying that's it, we're done. Bank of England doesn't have enough firepower to drive this home, do they?
No.
Okay. I want you to look at one more chart.
Okay.
This is the FTSE. This is the UK benchmark. So what do you see here? This is the stock market behind the British pound.
So for our viewers who might not know, the FTSE 100 is the UK benchmark, like the S&P 500 is our US benchmark. So I do see critical support here. Prices are testing a low that held a few weeks ago. What is that high at?
7,700.
Okay, so if prices fall below 6,800, we're looking at a price target of about 5,900. So that's about 15% lower. So I do think support fails and the bear market's really just getting started, but I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are. Sometimes we do disagree.
Yeah, I think that we should, first of all, the target just comes from measurement. So what you did magically there was you looked at the high, looked at the low, found the difference, which is about 900 points, subtracted it, and that's how you come up with the target. And that works on any chart. So let's just highlight that. Chart reading is fairly simple. It looks like solid support to me. I mean, if we look back here a little bit, we do see that we don't have the bear market that we have in other countries. I'm going to just look here. High from 2022 down to the low. We're looking at about an 11% decline here on the FTSE. So this is a strong market. And that support here, looking at the longer term view, even more significant. Looks like it's been tested here at least 4 times previously. So this might hold. UK might actually be a market that it could soar here. So I know we don't look at fundamentals, but you have the new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, trying to be a mini Ronnie Reagan. And I think she's going to pull it off. I think she's going to get a lot of bad press, but she's not backing down. She is going to stick with the tax cuts. I'm going to just digress for a second. She's pushing tax cuts that will increase business investment. And traders in the pound don't seem to like that. In the US here, we are doing direct investment with the CHIPS Act. So the exact same thing, government money going to industry, except in the US, we're trying to pick the winners. Over in England, Liz Truss is saying, we're not that smart. We don't know how to pick winners. We're going to offer tax incentives. So I think they're doing it smarter. And I think we have the potential here for a rally, but You might be right. Well, you are right. If we break that key level, it's much lower. So with that, I'm going to keep going since I am on a run here. And I want to look at a few charts too. You highlighted the pound. I also looked Japanese yen. Similar problem here. We're in the downtrend. This big bar here was the Bank of Japan intervening. Bank of Japan said, this decline has gone far enough. We want to stop it. This was back September 22nd, and they didn't have the firepower. Central banks do not have the ability to control this market. It's a market that I think is rapidly spiraling out of control. And this is what we see in the prelude to a crisis. I don't think we're at the crisis yet. From the Japanese yen, I want to jump to what is the big story to me, and I don't think it's gotten enough press. China, in case you didn't know, is a communist country, and the Communist Party is holding their quinquennial meeting. I had to look that word up. It's for something that happens every 5 years. So there's your spelling bee word of the day. Now,
That's fancy.
Okay, you got that one. So out of this meeting, we're going to see the president reelected to a third term. Other presidents have stepped down after 2. He's breaking precedent. I think he's doing that for a reason. I think we're going to see some comments out of this meeting here that are going to be a little bit controversial. So it starts the 16th and it's going to run for a week. I would expect to see maybe some direct threats related to trade. I would expect to see some belligerent comments maybe related to the military. And I don't really know how it's going to affect China. My thinking is it's going to push it lower. So I do think we're going to see a sell-off in Chinese stocks. Depending on how belligerent, this could spark a global sell-off. So China, nobody paying attention, but it's time to really watch the news from China starting this weekend. This is the #1 chart to watch next week.
Definitely. Well, thanks, Mike. I really loved your comment about the mini Reagan. I think that'll stick with everyone. Pretty catchy. I do think that's all we have time for today. For our viewers, just know we always look forward to your questions and comments, so be sure to leave those for us, and we'll see you all next time.